The Philadelphia Police Department is going to respect the victims and their families.
On June 19, 2026, the streets near Philadelphia's historic Independence Mall were bustling. But a routine traffic stop by National Park Police at 6th and Market Streets was about to blow the lid off one of the most disturbing mysteries the city has ever seen. Park rangers pulled over a BMW. Behind the wheel was 44-year-old Eugene Horsch. When officers approached the vehicle, what they found inside immediately triggered a massive federal response. Horsch was heavily armed with illegal handguns, their serial numbers intentionally obliterated. He was in possession of thousands of dollars worth of illegal narcotics. But the most alarming discovery was a fraudulent, highly realistic Drug Enforcement Administration badge featuring Horsch's own picture. Horsch wasn't alone in the car. His female passenger was questioned and she handed over an ID card. The ID didn't belong to her. It belonged to a woman named Blair Tonzelli. For the average person, that name might not mean anything, but to Philadelphia police, it meant everything. Blair Tonzelli had vanished without a trace in 2023. When investigators brought the passenger in for debriefing, she reportedly told them a chilling truth about Blair Tonzelli. We may never see her again. This single traffic stop would lead a small army of federal agents and homicide detectives to an unassuming property in the Olney neighborhood, a property that the true crime community is now calling a House of Horrors. But the central question remains, is Eugene Horsch a mastermind criminal, or is he a serial killer? Armed with search warrants, the FBI and Philadelphia police descended upon a twin home at 417 West Chew Avenue. The house had been Eugene Horsch's primary residence for years, a place he shared with his elderly father until the older man's death in 2025. Investigators were not prepared for what they would uncover behind those doors. The home was a terrifying, chaotic stockpile of illegal activity and macabre secrets. In the basement, authorities discovered a makeshift chemical lab containing a 55-gallon drum connected to an intricate system of hoses. Nearby were about 20 containers filled with an unknown, oily substance that police refused to identify, ultimately shipping it to a specialized lab in Chicago for advanced analysis. But it was what they found hidden amongst the clutter that truly unsettled seasoned detectives. 5 urns, each containing cremated human remains, were carefully carried out of the house. During the sweep, they also found zip ties and a disturbing handwritten note that made direct references to the notorious serial killer, Ted Bundy. Over the next 2 months, police would execute nearly 100 search warrants on this single property. They set up white evidence tents, brought in heavy machinery, and began excavating the front and back yards. They even pulled up the underground water and sewer lines in a desperate search for physical evidence. Because while the urns and the lab were horrifying, it was the digital evidence that confirmed their worst fears. Inside the Chew Avenue home, detectives seized over 50 computer hard drives. What they contained was a digital graveyard on an unimaginable scale. Police recovered more than 600,000 images, 70,000 videos, and over 10,000 pages of handwritten manuscripts, drawings, and typed documents. Because of the sheer volume, investigators admitted that as of August 2026, they have only been able to process about 5 to 7% of the cache. But what they found on the very first hard drive was enough to call a major press conference. Philadelphia Police Inspector Raymond Evers stepped up to a podium to deliver the grim news. He described the footage they found as graphic and real dark.
I'm not going to get into exactly what I saw. It's dark. It's real dark.
The videos showed 2 local missing women. The first was Maribel Fresses, born in 1990, who was last seen by her relatives at a boyfriend's house in Kensington back in February 2018. The second was Gabrielle Amorando, also born in 1990, who had been missing for over a decade, last seen in September 2012.
Searching the first hard drive, homicides detectives found the images and video of what appeared to be 2 deceased females.
According to Inspector Evers, the recovered footage explicitly shows both Maribel and Gabrielle alive inside the Chew Avenue house. And then, tragically, later videos on the same drive show their deceased bodies. But Maribel, Gabrielle, and Blair Tonzelli aren't the only women connected to this house. Amy McHale vanished in 2016. She was previously married to Eugene Horsch's late father, which brings us to the darkest twist in this entire investigation. To understand the horrors of Chew Avenue, investigators realize they have to understand Eugene's father, Raymond Charles Horsch, known as R.C. R.C. lived in the house with Eugene until he passed away in 2025. But R.C. wasn't a normal suburban father. Reports indicate he was a known pornographer, photographer, and writer who specialized in producing sadomasochistic erotic fiction and dark underground media. Among the 10,000 pages of documents recovered from the house were manuscripts authored by R.C. himself. One of those books was chillingly titled The Memoir of an Empathetic Serial Killer. Another was simply titled Slaves. Investigators are now forced to untangle a generational web of dark media. Did Eugene Horsch participate in his father's terrifying projects? Did he take over a sinister family business when his father died? Or is Eugene acting entirely on his own? With 95% of the digital evidence still waiting to be reviewed, the true scale of what happened inside that house is still unknown. Despite possessing undeniable video evidence of Maribel Fress's and Gabrielle Amorando's deaths, homicide detectives are facing a massive legal roadblock. Under Pennsylvania law, the medical examiner's office cannot issue a death certificate without a physical body. Because crews have not yet found human remains in the yard or the sewer lines, the medical examiner's hands are tied. Only the Orphans' Court can officially declare someone deceased under these circumstances, making this a highly complex and protracted death investigation. Legally, Eugene Horsch has not been charged with any murders. He is currently sitting in a federal prison, facing severe gun and impersonation charges stemming from that initial June traffic stop. His federal jury trial is slated for September 8th, 2026. The true crime community has drawn heavy comparisons to Gary Heidnik, the infamous Philadelphia killer who kept women captive in a basement in the 1980s. But as the FBI continues to dig through the dirt of West Chew Avenue and the endless folders of hard drives, the families of the missing women are left waiting for a justice that feels agonizingly slow. What do you think authorities will find when they finally unlock the remaining 95% of that digital evidence? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you want to follow this case as it heads to federal court this September, make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell for part 2.